Hey everybody, I'd like to share some more rare blind faith photos with you. I shared that Life magazine a few weeks ago with some sections in it on blind faith and rare photos. I think this is even cooler. This is a concert booklet that you bought at the Blind Faith concert in 1969, the only year you could have ever seen the band with its classic lineup: Rick Gretsch, Ginger Baker, Stevie Winwood, and Eric Clapton. It looks kind of like a vinyl record, but there's no record in it. It's just a book of photos, and there's some rare ones in here. I mean, I haven't seen any of these photos. You can tell they're in some of them they're posed like from the Hyde Park concert or something. But there's some rare photos. You're going to want to see these. I took some close-ups, and I'll intersperse with some of them while I'm talking. I think we're a little bit spoiled by high-res, color glossies, and things like that. And some of these are kind of small, and quite a few of them are in black and white. See how small some of them are? So I took some close-ups. But this is really great. I paid $50 for it off eBay. I probably got ripped off, but I don't know. It's pretty rare. I'm glad it's going to go in my vinyl collection. You can kind of keep it like a vinyl album, you know. The cover, it's got a picture of the band. I'm trying not to get any glare. There's a woman on a cross up there. I don't know if that's a religious illusion, and I've always wondered about the name of the band, Blind Faith, if that's some kind of a religious, but you get that kind of dark-looking photo. And there's the band, Ginger Baker. It's even hard to tell who they are. Is it Clapton, Stevie Winwood? I guess that would be Rick Gretsch. Rick Gretsch doesn't get quite as much credit, but he was a fine bass player. He came out of a band called Family. I'm not that familiar with Family. I should listen to them sometime. But when you when you open it, you get some really nice pictures. There's Blind Faith. There's Clapton. Clapton just coming out of Cream. Then right there you get all the credit information. So let's see what else we've got here. Quite a few pages. Like I said, quite a few of the photos are small black and white, but it's organized. So it starts with Eric. So you get a couple nice pictures of, I don't think that's Eric yet. There's Ginger Baker. But here you start, and all these little photos. Like I said, I took some close-ups so you can see some of these smaller ones. I don't really have a great way to show them to you. But here's some more of Eric. Look at that's Eric. Is that a fancy rug? Try to. And you've got touches of psychedelia. Here we have some nice ones. There's Eric out in the countryside. There's Eric with the mule. See, I haven't seen any of these photos. Look there. There's a. I'm trying to make it so you can see them like this. I don't know. Some nice ones. Get some more of Eric here. You know, I have an old album called The History of Eric Clapton. Maybe some of you have had that. And there's a picture of him at different periods. And that was only back in, what did that come out in, 71 or 72 or something? And already he has so many different physical looks, haircuts, you know, the perm and cream, beards, mustaches. And you know what? Sometimes you look at these and you have to look a minute and see if you think it's Eric Clapton. That's Eric Clapton. Then you get a lot of, and then you get some Ginger Baker. Now we're going on the Ginger Baker page. So I'll hold it up there. Let's see what we got with the Ginger Baker page. Oh, we get some nice shots of Ginger Baker. You know, I'm not a drummer, but over the years I've come to admire drummers from afar. And he was just an excellent drummer. Look, with Ginger Baker, they have several shots of him driving a car, and I think they are using photography to try to convey the image of a man in a sports car driving too fast and recklessly. I don't know if that's good or bad, but look at him there. He's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth while he's playing. His drum solos, I can listen to his drum solos, and I'm not a big fan of those old long drum solos that you used to get in, the late 60s, early 70s. But there's some pictures. It's kind of cool. They've got some pictures. He's got some pictures. I'm assuming that's his family. Maybe his daughter. I know he has family because sometimes they'll be in the news. There's another one of them driving. Looks like he's kicking the gears up a little bit there. Got some more here. Ginger Baker. We got some more Ginger Baker. Family man, believe it or not, there he is driving again. Here we go. Let's get that old grin on. I can't see if I'm holding it up to the camera well. Like I said, I've got some close-ups that I took separately. Now here's the Stevie Winwood page. You get all these black and white photos. What's kind of cool is they're just photos. I wouldn't. Some of them I wouldn't say are like super perfect photographs. I don't even know if they were professionally taken in some cases. It looks like they are, but our photography or our reproduction has come a ways. But it's kind of cool to just see so many photos of the band. Okay, there's Stevie Winwood. Sort of the singer-songwriter look there. I'll tell you, that's one of the things I think that made Blind Faith so much better than Cream is Stevie Winwood. You had great playing in both bands, but Stevie Winwood was a great songwriter and added songwriting sensibility to that band. So you had like Sea of Joy, Had to Cry Today, and Can't Find My Way Home, which are great songs. And I don't think they even scratched the surface of what they could have done between Clapton and Stevie Winwood. But even just the little bit we got was, in my opinion, some of the best Clapton of that period. I definitely like it better than Cream for that reason. Look, it's got some nature photos there. Look how young they were, man. It took me, I had to get pretty old before I realized, man, these guys were just kids. It's weird now, like these were my idols growing up, and now I don't really want to idolize someone who's, 23 or something. I don't know, it just feels weird, but that's how old they were. I do idolize the time, though. It was a great time of music. Okay, here we get a nice big shot of the Hyde Park concert. Another thing, you can see that Hyde Park concert on YouTube now in 1 second. And when I was a kid, that would have been so rare to see something like that. You would have had to go to some concert movie down in the city, maybe to even drive for a while, and it would have been on at midnight. It wouldn't have ever been like on an 8 p.m. or regular slot. And now you can see these concerts instantly up practically on YouTube. The other cool thing about that, there's Clapton playing that Telly. It's a Telecaster, but he put the neck of Brownie on it, which is a Strat. Brownie is Strat. So he's got a Telecaster with a Strat neck. And every once in a while, if I'm feeling frivolous, I wish I could take a nice sunburst Telly, that tobacco burst Telly, and put a Strat neck on it. Every technician I've talked to said, don't do it. A few have said you can do it. You can do a Strat neck on a Telly, but not a Telly neck on a Strat, or something like that. And they always talk me out of it. But one of these days, I'm going to do it. Now, here's Rick Gretsch. You don't hear as much about Rick Gretsch, and I think he died way back in the 90s. And I don't know that much about him, actually. But aside from playing the bass, he played that really good English fiddle solo in Sea of Joy. That kind of psychedelic violin, which is so kind of dreamy. It just feels like you're on a Sea of Joy. So, hats off to Rick Gretsch. Let's not forget his name. We got some nice photos of him there. Fender. You're not going to see... Okay, now here we've got some more shots. This is... Now that was weird. I've got kind of a Dia de los Muertos type exhibition with skulls, which kind of goes with that kind of gothic Hammer Films type looking woman on a cross up there. Here you've got a bunch of skulls. I don't really know what the significance is. You get... There's Clapton with that guitar. Stevie Winwood. Yeah, some nice shots. I don't get those skulls though. I'm telling you, I haven't seen these photos anywhere. So it's kind of cool. Enjoy. Kind of rare photos. Just remember you saw them here first, everybody. There's Rick Gretsch. Now this is a good one. This is them in the studio. There's Clapton in the studio sitting there on that high chair. It doesn't look that comfortable to me, but maybe I'm bigger and older than he was. But there's Rick Gretsch back there. Stevie Winwood at the keyboards. And Ginger Baker peering out from a sound screen. They recorded this album just like in a week or two. And I think put it all together. I think that's what I like. Do What You Like, but it's really long, and I think they didn't even have that much material, and they didn't end up playing a lot of their material in concert. I think they ended up doing Traffic, Spencer Davis songs, and a lot of Cream songs in concert because that's what the audience liked. But which is all right. If I saw them, I you know. But man, over the years, a couple of those Blind Faith songs have turned out. There's Clapton. I'm pretty sure that's Hurtwood Edge, and he had just bought it. Because on Facebook, you see some of the Clapton pages, they have all kinds of personal photos. And that porch seems to be in a lot of these. And I'm pretty sure somewhere out there in that garden and or that porch is where Here Comes the Sun was written with George Harrison. And I'm sure other songs too. There's Stevie Winwood. Oh, here's an interesting one. Look at that old mixing board. Does that look like the Stone Age? Although, you know, on that Stones album that I just reviewed, Hackney Diamonds, I said they did that last song on tape, Rolling Stone Blues, just Keith and Mick, and I think it sounds better. Some of that old vintage equipment sounded really good if you caught it right. The warmth of the harmonic distortion you get on analog with tape. And look at those are... One thing I noticed there, Clapton, he's got himself some muscles there. Kind of looks like a masculine man, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? Got all kinds of good pictures in here. And I'm glad I bought this. This is really worth having. There's Ginger Baker, Stevie Winwood, Rick Gretsch, Clapton. There's that guitar. Got some other concert footage here. Look at that. I'm pretty sure that's all that Hyde Park concert. And that is the book. And then I guess we'll call it a book. And then at the end, you get a really nice color glossy photo. And that is a picture of Blind Faith I haven't seen. So I really do think these are kind of one of a kind photos. So I hope you enjoyed looking at them. like I said, it was hard to get some of them in the camera talking like this, so I took some close-ups and I'll kind of B-roll them in so maybe you can see it a little better. Great band. What can you say about them? And I don't think they were considered all that successful. And they were kind of a flash in the pan, a super group, and they did one tour and one album. But I think over the years, just the potential that they had is unbelievable. And over the years, their what they did do has really stood up. And like I said, I like Cream, but I'm more of a Blind Faith fan than Cream, and I think it's the songwriting sensibility. And it's too. I think they kind of wanted to be kind of like the band, because Clapton was really into the band at that time, and also Delaney and Bonnie with Bobby Whitlock and Carl Rattle, who were touring that warmed up for Blind Faith. I think Clapton liked them too because they played songs, and that would be the way Clapton's career went. You know, more of a song stylist who was also a great guitar player. But I'm glad I ordered this. I paid $50 for it, but I think it's a good. I don't know if I got ripped off. It's possible I got ripped off, but I don't know. You get a bunch of cool Blind Faith photos. They're rare blind. I'm going to call them rare, and I don't think I'm hyping it. They're rare Blind Faith photos, and I haven't seen any of them, and I've been listening to Blind Faith for a while. Thanks. God bless.